We're here at the Grand Over Resort here on Monday, press conference for the state championship week. We're joined with head coach Erik Teague here on ROCO Radio. How's it feel to be here?
It's definitely one of the things you look to at the beginning of the season, just to have our opportunity to go compete for a state championship. Today is kind of the calm before the storm, have breakfast, media conference, things like that. And then, you got a lot of work to do to go put your team in the best position to hopefully go win a state championship on Saturday.
That regional championship was one heck of a game between you and West Craven. Going back to that game, walk us through the moment of the field goal and just how you felt during that moment to see your players succeed in that, and then not only just that, to hold on defensively.
Yeah, it was really sloppy game all the way up to that point. A lot of things didn't go our way. A lot of really bad plays against us that we put our defense in a bad spot. So to even be in a position to go win it, thankful that we're in that position. Our team fought hard enough to get us back to that point where we even had a shot to go win it. But then called a timeout just to see what we were going to do since we had 3. So whether we were going to run an offensive play or kick the field goal. My dad recommended kicking a field goal. And then that wasn't my first thought. And then Alex Penaloza was standing right behind me, ready to go in. So I looked at him and asked him if he could do it, and he said he could. So I said, "Well, you're gonna have an opportunity to." So that's what we ended up going with. First made field goal. Kicked a lot of extra points throughout the year, which it was kind of around the extra point range, but something we do every day in practice. So not something that we haven't done in a game, but not that we weren't unfamiliar with it. So to go see him execute it, kick it right through like it was just a normal extra point was big. I think my heart probably stopped for a beat on the snap. You got to see a good snap, good hold. Everybody's got a block, and then to see it go through the uprights was a big turning point in the game.
That's what people don't realize. There's 4 points of contact. There's the blocking, there's the snap, the hold, and then the kick. There's a lot that goes into that. For Penaloza, that was great to see too. A guy that has been with your program, has put in the work, and he got paid off at that moment. And that's a moment. We talked about it. It's going to be remembered forever in our community.
Yeah, he's a junior and hadn't played football. The middle school PE teacher told me when he was coming up from the middle school that he had a really good leg on him, and we should try to get him to kick. I talked to him his freshman year, and he didn't kick that year and decided to come out this year. I would see him out randomly throughout the summer, just out there by himself practicing. So that all that work eventually paid off for him kicking a field goal to send us to the state championship.
Before we talk about that state championship, I want to touch on the class of 2026, Savion Johnson, Kendra Harrison, Deontay Neal, Michael Smith, and so many others, Frankie Galloway. Those are the guys that come to mind. To finish their career at Community Stadium the way they did, what does that mean to you as their coach?
Yeah, and you could see it really on their face at the end of the game. I mean, they were really excited, especially the way the game ended and kind of the way we felt. We just kind of felt like we could never get anything going, and then for it to go out and win the game, just keep fighting. See their career at Community Stadium go out like that, I mean, it means a lot to us, it means a lot to them. I've had really good 4 years. A lot of them, this will be their 3rd state championship that they've been able to play in. So they've done a lot for us and meant a lot to our program over the last 4 years.
Let's move to the state championship. The Brevard Blue Devils is who the Reidsville Rams will take on. When you look at their program, you look at their community, there's a lot of similarities between Reidsville and Brevard, isn't there? They love their football, we love our football. It will make for a great matchup, I feel like, on Saturday.
Yeah, just the 3rd time this will be the 4th time since I've been coaching that we've played them, so they're always really tough football team, always really well coached. They do things, they don't hurt themselves with penalties and turnovers and things like that, so they always have a shot to win a game, so they're always in it. They're really good football players individually, and they come together as a team to be a good football team. So we know we've got a tall task in front of us Saturday, and we got to go play our best football for 4 quarters.
It's a similar message, but it's a different platform in the way that this week's different than every single week. How do you get your team ready for a different week like this? With Reidsville, I imagine with your veteran coaching staff, you have a plan in place that makes it possible.
Yeah, we kind of have just being in this position several times since 2002 was the first year we were able to go back in a while, but we kind of have a Monday through Friday. We we've played on Saturday, I think, in all the state championship games that we played in. So we kind of have that schedule. Today is kind of the extra day. So, and then with it snowing, we might not even get an opportunity to see him today. So today, regardless snow or not, it was really going to be more of a mental, just kind of go through the game plan, maybe look at some stuff from last Thursday night, and then so it wasn't going to be a heavy physical day anyway. But then once you get to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are pretty normal practices. Again, Tuesday would be more mental, then with Wednesday and Thursday being a little bit more physical, and then Friday, clean things up, make sure you got your bag packed, get a good night's rest, good meal in your stomach, and be ready to wake up and go play.
I know it's just Monday, but I know you've looked at the tape. I know you're getting ready. What do you see from your team that you would like to see some improvement-wise, and things that you know that they have to do in order to execute and win championship number 24?
Defensively, can't ask much more of them. And that's really over the past 3 or 4 weeks. I really think their defense has been playing their best football over the past 3 or 4 weeks. And then, so they got to put the game plan in. You know, every team's different offensively, so just if there's any tendencies or keys, things like that we need to focus on. So defense, just basically keep doing what they've been doing. Offensively, we've kind of had some up and down, been more of a roller coaster playoffs. So offensively, we just got to keep moving forward. Can't go backwards, whether that's a penalty or a 5-yard loss or a sack, things like that, where we get off schedule, because those almost always lead to punts or turnovers. So offensively, we just got to find ways to get positive plays in, positive yardage, and then eventually maybe have an opportunity for an explosive play or take a shot down the field. But we got to clean up a couple penalty things, but then mainly just staying on schedule, giving our offense the best, me calling the play that gives our offense the best opportunity to get a positive play and keep moving the chains.
Defensively, their offensive line is pretty big up front. They like to run the ball a little bit more heavy than they pass it, and they run strong schemes. That's what stood out to me. What else do you see from Brevard?
Brevard's a mountain team, which there's a lot of people across the state that might, categorize teams and things like that. But they have a lot of athletes. They got some big linemen, but then they also have a lot of athletes that can run. So team speed-wise, they're going to be right up there with us. They have a receiver really fast, got a lot of yards. Quarterback is like a spread type of quarterback, can really run. It can hurt you if he decides to pull the ball on some of those quarterback reads. And then they got 2 good running backs who we played against 2 years ago when they were sophomores that year. Well, we thought they were good then, and so now they're seniors, so they're still good today. So, and then you put the offensive line in front of them, so the defense has got to be sound. Might give up a couple of plays here and there. We can't give up those long 30, 40-yard explosive plays to give ourselves a chance to go win the game.
Offensively, what do you want to see from your team?
We just got to get positive plays, keep moving got to get first downs, can't have 3 and outs. So field position is a big thing in games like this, not putting your defense in bad spots. So just getting a couple first downs and then maybe having a punt is better than a 3 and out and giving the other team the ball right at the 50, things like that. And then letting our playmakers get the ball in space, things like that are always big for our offense. And then eventually you'd like to see maybe take a shot down the field here and there. Kendra, Deontay, those types of players, give them, our best players, opportunity to go make a play. And in big games, that's kind of what it comes down to in these types of games.
One thing coaches like to say, and rightfully so, is we can coach the game, but the players have to make the plays. In a game like this, how important is it to stress to play free for your skilled players and your key guys that have led your team for 4 years now, basically?
Yeah, I think for a lot of them, we're fortunate enough that we don't really have to worry about the moment being too big or the lights being too bright, things like that, because they've been in these scenarios before. They've played in state championship environments, football, basketball, whatever it is. So yeah, just after we put the game plan in, then it's really just a normal week of practice. Only difference is we're going to get on a bus and take a first away game for a while, but get on the bus, wake up, get on the bus, and then get ready to go play.
Your second state championship as a head coach game, your second game, a state championship game, I should say. What's it mean to you to be back on the sidelines? You got to do it 2 years ago, and to do it with the same group as sophomores. They're going to be the seniors now in this class, and to see the guys grow underneath them, what has that meant for you?
Yeah, I'm just really fortunate to be where I am. We have really good players. You know, the guys like Kendra and Deontay and the defensive guys that we have. When you have good players, that makes the coach look good. So I try. I told Deontay after we lost in the second round last year that I was going to do the best job that I could do to put them in a position. Like you said, they got to go make the plays on Friday nights, Saturday mornings, Thursday nights, whenever it is. But me and my staff, credit to them, worked really hard to put us in this position where we have a shot to go win it. And then so we're going to not do anything real crazy this week, put the game plan in, and then just let them go play. We're going to be proud of them either way, but the big thing that we preach to them is give us your best week of practice, give us the best that you have on Saturday morning, and we're going to be proud of you at the end of the day either way.
You mentioned the defense and how they've stepped up. I feel like on the offensive side, the offensive line through the playoffs especially has really stepped up to the plate. It's given you opportunities to do whatever you need to with the playbook, whether it's run counter, run with the run game, and balance that with the passing attack. It's been a strong presence for the Rams, especially the last 4 games.
Yeah, at this point in the year, you can't really be one-sided either way. So to mix the run with the pass is always really important this time of the year. And then when it cools down, you kind of always say you got to be able to run the ball and stop the run. So we've seen some big games from Michael Smith over the past couple weeks in the playoffs, and then you throw in Deontay in there with rushing and some tough yards by Keyshawn Henry. That's all behind the offensive linemen, so they've given us some holes to be able to run the ball when we really need to, and then running hopefully opens up some things in the passing game also.
2 more questions for you, Coach. Players go in with their teammates and as a unit right into games, and for you, you've got a strong unit coaching-wise behind you. What does it mean to have all the veteran coaches that you do and all the guys that have been with you and with the program for so long going into a championship game like this?
Yeah, staff's pretty much the same from 2 years ago, and then this year we were able to add veteran coach Bobby Martin. So he's meant a lot to our defensive line this past year. The knowledge and expertise that he's had. There's several weeks where he'll say, "I know this is my first year with the program, but can I ask a question?" And it's usually something pretty insightful, and he's got a really good relationships with the guys he coaches. And then along with my dad, Coach Mars, I mean, all these guys have a ton of experience that I can rely on. Like Friday night, my dad was the one that kind of nudged me to say that we should kick field goal, and that was a pretty big decision to make in the moment. So I rely on those guys throughout the week when we're game planning, and then also when it comes to decision making on Friday nights.
Those coaches, your coaching staff, you got to be more like a family if you can be, well, dad is family, but in those situations to be able to trust them that they've been here for so long, yes, they've earned it, but also for you, they've got to be that level of relationship in order to be able to do that.
Yeah, we worked together a lot throughout the year and 4 years now, so we pretty much know what to expect from each other as far as game planning and kind of what our tweaks and things like that are going to be from week to week. We just work together, especially me and my dad and Coach Mars, and then even on the offensive side, like me and Titus Jones and Justin Jackson, like I coach those guys, so they've got it from both sides, me coaching them and then now them coaching with us, and so that's been big for our coaching staff and then relaying down to our players.
And finally, before we let you go, community is everything in Reidsville, and football's tied into that community aspect that we love so much. What's the support meant for you this year, and what's a message for the community as we head into Saturday for the support this year and going into that game?
Yeah, to coach in Reidsville, to play any sport in Reidsville, you're always going to feel the support from the community. So they have high expectations from us on a year-to-year basis of what they want to see on the football field, on the basketball court, whatever it is. And we've been fortunate over the years to have some really good players and some really good teams come through. So it's good to coach in a place where you are held to high expectations, because then I think that gives you the opportunity to go do your best because you feel like you have to each and every week and each and every year. So we felt that support, win or lose. We had 2 losses early on. Still really good crowds, things like that. A lot of community support throughout the season, going through the conference into the conference championship, leading to the playoffs. So we always want to make our town, our community proud in what we do and the product we put on the field. And I know our players are going to be going to play for them on Saturday morning.
The Reidsville Rams going for championship number 24 on Saturday. Good luck, Coach. Go get them, and we'll see you down there on Saturday.
Thank you.